There are a lot of good levels in video games. The silent cartographer in Halo CE, Cause and Effect from Titanfall 2, the bosses from the Soul series like Margit, and there are plenty of games that have constantly good level designs like Doom and Doom Eternal. However, there is one level that stands out to me, from its storytelling and narrative, to its exploration, to puzzle solving, to its action set piece. A level that is the pinnacle of action set pieces, better than anything than Mission Impossible, John Wick, and Call of Duty have combined. A level that incites more joy and emotion through its gameplay and cutscenes than any other game ever. I'm talking about Chapter 11, Hidden in Plain Sight, is the greatest level in gaming history. I know that's a bold statement to make, especially considering the levels I stated above. However, Naughty Dog did try their absolute damnedest to make this level as thrilling, exciting, and entertaining as possible. A level with absolutely fantastic escalation in tension from scene to scene, and is done for a specific reason that I'll say at the end. You start in the market area, which is packed full of details, such as optional treasures and fantastic dialogue between Nate and Sully. You even get to pet a lemur, which is nice.
Hey there, little guy. How you doing? Hey, you like that, huh?
I just really like the extra detail added to the marketplace, like all the people. It generally feels like a real place. Then you go on and do the platforming and climbing sections of the level. Now, a big reason why this level stands above the rest is that it makes the most mundane and least challenging part of the Uncharted franchise into a challenge by making it into a platforming puzzle. You have to be moving in between moving ledges and handholds in the form of gears and a pendulum. The clock puzzle was also well done, as you had to move the gears to make the minute hand move so you can climb across. After causing the bell to collapse, you go underneath the bell tower and you do one of the best puzzles the series has to offer. You go into a room where you have to match pirate insignias to the pirate painting. Whilst you don't have to break out a history textbook, it helps solidify the pirate treasure you're looking for, that Henry Avery only wanted the most intelligent pirates to join Libertalia. You have to turn the insignias so they're facing a specific way, as to make the stars match. This is a really good puzzle, especially the last four pirates you have to focus on, as you don't know the names of two of them, so you have to use trial and improvement to determine what combination of insignia turns works. It also helps show how good Sam is with this pirate thing, as you have to text over some of the insignias, which is a good use of Chekhov's gun.
Times have changed.
Look, Nate, I'm gonna make you a one-time offer here.
You drop everything. Go home, live your life. I'm willing to forgive and forget. For old time's sake.
I like that this scene shows that compared to previous Uncharted villains, he is reasonable and kind of respects Nathan, his intelligence, and his skills. In addition, they haven't met yet, and his beef is with Sam for bailing on him, again showing that he is reasonable. Fortunately, Nathan says no, so there can be a fun action set piece, and oh boy, is it fun. Now, when I say this is the greatest level in gaming history, this is the biggest reason why. Whilst the shooting mechanics and overall gameplay of Uncharted aren't as deep as other games like Metal Gear Solid, it doesn't need to be when the set piece and the environment are just that good. It starts with a shootout in the marketplace with an armored truck as a new variable, and it's a
pain in the ass animal.
it constantly forces you into cover and makes sure you can't take certain paths. It will cut you off as to force you into the building. When you finally make it to your car, it is constantly pursuing you. You're forced to take different routes as to find ways to avoid the machine gun fire of the truck. You can almost think of it like a game of Pac-Man. Just replace the ghost with the second coming of the Terminator and replace Pac-Man with two treasure hunters with fantastic dialogue during the chase.
Don't worry, I got this. I got this. I don't got this.
The car chase through Madagascar is also really great thanks to the amount of stuff you can see on screen, yet you don't feel overwhelmed or confused in the slightest. There are a lot of pedestrians, market stalls, and traffic, yet you rarely need to slow down to not run anyone over or have to deal with annoying visible walls in the way. Once you reach Sam and the convoy, you jump out of the car and seamlessly transition into a grapple, and this is where things really are cranked to 11. Also, I want to take the time to appreciate that the transitions in different gameplay situations are seamless and there isn't any sort of lag or awkward change in perspective. Now, in other action set pieces in video games, one problem is that they can feel too scripted and that the player has little control of what the character does. In addition, if there are new gameplay mechanics introduced, it can feel half baked, not well thought out, and can clash with the gameplay mechanics that already exist. There can also be the issue of quick time events, which are usually quite lazy and don't provide a challenge to the player. However, none of these problems exist with the convoy chase as they use existing mechanics in a new context. You grapple onto the truck, and the player has learned that R2 is used to climb on the rope to get to the top. They also learned that you can shoot whilst grappling, so whilst you climb onto the truck, you shoot at enemies in other vehicles to not die. But you can also climb the rope to get to the truck which has cover. The game gives you options on how you want to progress forward. Whilst on the truck, you shoot at other people on other vehicles, and then you have the opportunity to jump to other trucks and cars to catch up with Sam. Simultaneously, you deal with enemies that jump onto your vehicle. Jumping between vehicles keeps you on your toes, and you have to constantly think about whether you should bail and shoot whilst grappling and exposed, or stay in the truck and shoot at shoreline whilst you have cover. Whilst driving a car, you have the option to grapple to a truck and shoot shoreline with no cover, or ram them off the road and get closer to a truck, with the risk of your car being destroyed. Again, Naughty Dog strikes a good balance between scripted and freedom. There's multiple options, but they are fixed to make the gameplay feel more cinematic and exhilarating. Eventually, you catch up with Sam.
Hop on! Sam, get in the goddamn car! I'm faster! Stop arguing! Watch out! Oh, shit!
You get on the motorcycle with Sam, which is a nice callback to when they were kids, and despite the next gameplay section consisting of holding R2, it's still fun. You gain a sense of gratification as you get some payback to the truck that's been hounding you like a pest throughout the entire level.
I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules.
Tatum showboating for the crowd.
It also helps that the final chase does go through a shipping yard with a fair amount of machinery and freight containers, which makes the chase more entertaining. So after that scene, you were having a lot of fun, right? Exactly. Like Nathan, your dopamine maxed out, and that's the reason why Uncharted 4 was relatively light on the combat compared to the previous entries. The slower paced and more thought-provoking gameplay mirrors Nathan living a slower, less eventful life. So through contrast, the already epic action set piece is further enhanced, and like Nathan, you're having the time of your life.
You good? Yeah.
That laugh at the end really does show how, despite how close to death he was, much fun he had and how much he missed the thrill of taking down entire armies. It's to the point where he was tracking down the treasure, not for his brother's sake, but his sake as well, because he misses the joy in the journey. For the past 30 minutes, you were empathizing with Nate in a good way. He was having the time of his life, and you just played the best level in gaming history. So it's all the more painful when you find Elena and you have to face the music.
Going, Nate. Seems like you're a hair off course.
Generally, this might be the hardest cutscene to watch in video games that does not involve any sort of character death or physical damage. A Mike Tyson uppercut does not generate the amount of force that Elena brought in the form of sadness and betrayal. Like Nathan, you forgot about Elena. I guarantee it.
Do not lie to me.
It's really damning that despite having good intentions in trying to save his brother, he did the worst thing a man could do, lie to his wife. Like Nathan, as time went on, we were forgetting Elena and we were indirectly happy that he was lying to Elena as she would not allow him to go on this adventure if it meant this level of peril.
It's different this time. I have to save him. I don't even care about the treasure.
The look on your face when you walked into this room. If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself.
Elena sees right through Nate and basically tells him the only reason why you're doing this is because you want to go on a crazy adventure. In addition, despite murdering thousands and destroying a bunch of lost colonies, betraying his wife's trust is the worst thing Nathan has ever done. So to recap, the platforming section of the level was made more challenging by making it puzzle-like in nature. There is natural and absolutely fantastic escalation in tension and gameplay. The puzzle is very good as it makes you think and makes you use trial and improvement, and also helps put a face to the people you're tracking down. It also helps flesh out Rafe as a villain and shows how reasonable he can be and that he respects Nathan to an extent. The initial shootout in the marketplace is fun due to the truck keeping you in cover and forcing you to adapt. The car chase with the gun truck is also fun as it's dynamic and forces you to make split decisions on where you want to go. The convoy shootout is fun as it has a good balance between scripted and freedom, and it keeps you thinking about what is the best option on catching up with Sam. Above all else, you have greater empathy with the protagonist, as like Nate, you are having a good time and finally escaped the mundane. But that all comes crashing down when you meet Elena, and said scene with Elena is more saddening when you realize you were indirectly agreeing with Nate lying to his wife as to go on this treasure hunt despite the risk. Nathan was happy for lying to his wife, and so were you. So there you have it, folks. Naughty Dog did their absolute damnedest to make this level the absolute best level they can ever produce. Mostly so they can guilt trip you with Elena at the very end, but oh well, it's an Uncharted game. They'll kiss and make up at the very end. This is Zach, not Zach, signing off. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe.